Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Duotone Windsurfing Tech Talk. In this clip I will explain you all the details about our sail wave product range. So after this clip I'm sure that you will know which sail will be the best for you. With Superhero D-Lab, Superhero SLS and Duke SLS, we are able to cover all kinds of conditions from bump and jump all the way to pure down the line conditions. Superhero D-Lab had definitely one of the longest R&D process in the history of duotone windsurfing. 3 years of constantly testing prototypes. We had some sails with more than 150 sessions without any losses on durability and performance. For me, the Superhero D-Lab is definitely a game changer because of the wind range. We never have perfect conditions. The wind is dropping or either the wind is picking up. But with the Superhero D-Lab, you are able to stay long on the water. It doesn't matter if the wind is dropping or picking up. And that's not all. I was able even to reduce my quiver. In the past I was using 4.2, 4.7, 5.3. And now I'm able to cover all kinds of wind conditions with my 4.2 and with my 5.0 Superhero D-Lab. But how we could achieve that with the Superhero D-Lab? First of all, we are using a bonded construction. Means everything is glued, no stitches. And that affects in the wind range. Because for example, when the wind fills in, with the stitching, there's always some movements. With the bonded construction, there's no movement at all. And that's really results in a great wind range, especially when the wind is increasing. Another thing is we are using more high quality materials in the sail. We are using carbon X-ply in several spots of the sails. For example, here between pattern number 3 and 4, which is the biggest panel. So here is always some movements, spongy feeling when the wind is increasing. And that's why we put here some carbon X-ply, which results as well in a better wind range, because when the wind is increasing, there's less movement. And then another thing is where we are using carbon X-ply is on the batten pockets, because epoxy battens, as you know, they're a bit softer, so there's always some movements. But with the carbon X-ply on the batten pockets, it's kind of blocking a little bit, especially when the wind is increasing. And everything of those aspects results in a better wind range. Superhero D-Lab is definitely the #1 choice of the whole wave team. And we're gonna offer 3.7 all the way up to 5.7 to cover all kinds of conditions. Superhero SLS, new in our range. It was also definitely a long R&D process. We took the Superhero D-Lab as a reference for performance. We're using the same muscly fluff construction as in the Superhero D-Lab. And we have been using more high quality materials like the carbon X-ply on several spots, especially here on the batten pockets, same as on the Superhero D-Lab, to achieve a better wind range. So what about the weight? Here I have the Superhero D-Lab, Superhero SLS, I would say identical weight. So how we could achieve that? In the Superhero SLS we are using slightly thinner X-ply material to have the same weight as the Superhero D-Lab, but we definitely decided not to went too thin to lose any durability and performance. Superhero SLS will be available in the sizes from 3.0 all the way up to 6.2. The Duke SLS is definitely for me one of the most versatile sails in our sail product range. It doesn't matter if freeride blasting, bump and jump or wave sailing. If I have to choose one sail for the rest of my life, then it will be the Duke SLS. I can blast around, I can draw some spokes and flackers on my ultra wave, or not to forget shredding some waves on my grip. And that's all possible with the Duke SLS. So what actually makes the Duke SLS so versatile? So it really depends a little bit what kind of board type you're using. So I would say the Duke SLS really adapts to the board. For example, if you're going to use an ultra free wave, you have more like a forward trough position, which gives you more support in early blading. On the other side, if you're going to use an ultra grip or more like a grip, then this trough is moving more to the center to really have this neutral, light feeling while you're going to ride the waves. And for this crisp and direct feeling, this fifth pattern in the Duke SLS, which help you. And we also wanted to get a better or to increase the wind range. And for that, we're using more high quality materials, like also in the other sails. We're using carbon X-ply on several spots, like the pattern pockets and also in the luff sleeve construction to increase the wind range. So what's actually the difference between Superhero D-Lab, Superhero SLS and Duke SLS? First of all, really important, all three sails are working perfectly in all kind of conditions. But each of those ones have slightly advantages in some certain conditions. So what's actually the difference between Superhero D-Lab and Superhero SLS? First of all, both of those sails are pure wave sails. One side with the Superhero D-Lab, you have a slightly better wind range because of the bonded construction. And as I explained before, you're really able to reduce your quiver, maybe just using two sail sizes like a 4.2 and a 5.0. Both sails have a super similar feeling, especially in riding waves. You have a super neutral feeling, and on the top turn you have slightly more backhand pressure compared to other sails. That's because we have a bigger batten gap between batten number 3 and 4, and this gives you this extra juice to get back into the wave. So if you are mainly riding waves or sailing mainly wave conditions, please get one of those sails, because then you have the perfect sail for those kind of conditions. So what's actually the difference between Duke SLS and Superhero D-Lab? I mean, both sails have like this super crisp and direct feeling, but one sail has 4 battens, the other one 5 battens. But that's actually this interesting thing, because on one side with the Superhero D-Lab, you have like this bonded construction, less stretch, super direct. And on the other side, this fifth batten in the Duke SLS gives you exactly the same feeling, super direct and crisp. So now, what kind of sail you have to choose? If you're more like the guy, okay, you want to be a little bit more flat water sailing, but also like you want to get an experience in wave sailing, then the Duke SLS is definitely your #1 choice. But if you're like only wave sailing, down the line, onshore, side shore, doesn't matter if jumping or riding, then I would definitely choose the Superhero D-Lab. So thanks for watching, and if you have any further questions, you can ask us anything on our website in our discuss forum.